for it looks like just a basketball game tonight with all this attention here. How do you get the sense from your players to be able to just worry about the game?
Well, they've done it so far, so there's no reason to doubt that we won't continue on that path. We understand how tough these games have been. Number one, very close games, and we have to understand that this is going to be no different. We're going to have to play harder in this game than we have in the first two games, and that's how it is in the playoffs as it continues on down the road. Each game gets tougher and tougher, and mentally you have to be ready for that, but then physically we have to continue to step it up, as I think we did in the first two games. So they understand that, I think, after going through two games on the road. This is going to be no different. It's going to be a dogfight, and one that we have to be ready for.
March has been pretty reliable for you guys all year, but you missed a chunk of that last game. What does he need to improve on?
Nothing. The games, you're going to have games like that, guys. Listen, we'd have 15 All-Stars on this team if everybody played great every night. That's just ready to come back tonight. He doesn't have to do anything differently. Stay aggressive, rebound the ball, be aggressive in his moves when he has an opportunity to score the ball. But he doesn't need to do anything differently. Those are situations that I look at that just make sure that you stay aggressive. If you become less aggressive, then it's only going to complicate things.
Home court hasn't meant anything yet in the series. What could it mean for you guys?
Excuse me?
Home court has not meant anything yet in the series. What could it mean for you guys tonight?
Well, obviously a lot. You get a win like this, and this first game would be huge for us. So, but again, we're just looking at it one game at a time. And tonight, we've just got to be focused in on what we have to do, understand why we won the first two games, and how we went about doing it. And then, like I said, we're going to have to up the ante again tonight. Because I know that other team is.
How pleased were you the guys didn't get caught up in the shenanigans of game two, knowing that Chicago was going to try to jump the game up a bit?
That's playoff basketball. Good. I thought we composed ourselves pretty good. It's going to get chippy at times. When you start playing each other 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row, you get tired of seeing each other. So. That's just part of playing basketball and having that understanding that you can't afford to lose your composure, be thrown out, or miss another game on top of it. So it's just we got to be, you have to be smart with that.
How impressed are you with what you've seen from Nene so far?
Good. No, I thought the key was getting him back those 4 games before the end of the season, and when I saw how he played in those games, I felt pretty comfortable that he was going to be ready to go. And so he's played great.
Coach, how would you compare your nerves as a coach tonight compared to when you were in a situation as a player?
About the same. About the same. I always said if you're not nervous before a game, there's something wrong with you. I think that's good. Getting ready for a game. It's not much different. Just now as a coach, just making sure that these guys are prepared and we're not leaving anything out. I don't want any surprises on the court. That's the main thing I try to do in these situations, that everything they see out there tonight they know is coming. And that's what I try to do.
Randy, is there any etiquette in your mind to the team clearing out for clearing the floor during a shoot-around when the other team is coming out?
Yeah, I heard about that, huh? Obviously that got out of hand. I have no idea. I never saw it. Just heard, I'm sure, what you guys have heard, or maybe you guys were here. I'm sure it was a misunderstanding. It doesn't need to happen. That's got to be something from our side that shouldn't happen.
You talked about showing composure on the road in the first 2 games. This is probably going to be the loudest home game of the year. How much have you talked to your players about using that emotion the right way?
I don't talk about not too much. You got to read that. Now if you're overhyped or going 100 miles an hour, you might have to take a time out and settle them down. But I don't anticipate that happening in this stage. After playing in Chicago, I thought you can easily get, amped up in a visiting arena too like that. So, but it's much better having them on your side than against you.
Randy, you haven't had to use Drew and Al much to win the series, but how nice is it for you if you have to turn to them knowing you have guys?
That's the situation. I tell them both. They both have to stay ready. You never know. When that time's going to come. It's going to come. You just have to stay mentally ready for that opportunity. So them being veterans, I think they understand that, and I have no doubt if called upon for extended minutes, they're going to be ready to go.
If you had to put a reason back on Augustine, would that be just a feel thing, or do you have a pretty good idea?
No, it's just how the game's going. I don't kind of predetermine any of that. We got a set way we want to play. Obviously, you got to make adjustments if things if they hurt you in certain ways, and we'll do the same this today.